I call Barbara Stewart.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It's a pleasure to take a call on behalf of New Zealand First. We believe in New Zealand First that this budget represents another lost opportunity for the government to take real action for the current health of New Zealanders and the future health. The bottom line is that health was underfunded. We know that health outcomes are poor and are even worsening here in New Zealand. We were pleased to see the increase in funds, but we thought it could have really gone further. And when we looked at it and assessed it, we decided that it wouldn't matter how much went into health, it would never be enough. And of course, we know that New Zealanders want certainty when it comes to their healthcare. The bottom line is that we can't just keep throwing money at health and expecting a different outcome, because it's never going to be enough. We lost the opportunity to change the way that we do things. Perhaps we need to do some things differently, like ensuring that our Super Gold card holders can actually go and visit the doctor and stay out of hospital, because we know the hospitals are overworked. And some Super Gold card members find it very difficult to actually leave hospital and go and resume life again. So that could have been considered. There could have even been some consideration given to private health insurance, making private health insurance more attractive for people that can afford it, because that means that the burden on the state is actually lessened. I was interested to see that preventative health programs weren't even mentioned. We've got the third highest rate of obesity in the OECD. 1 in 3 Kiwi adults are now obese. It's a critical problem, which is a ticking time bomb for our health system. We've had anaesthetists tell us that they're concerned at the extra difficulties that they face when they're anaesthetising obese patients and the extra cost that comes with caring for these particular patients. And of course, with obesity, there comes a whole range of obesity-related diseases, including joint problems, heart problems, diabetes, and even some cancers. It's a sad fact that our heart disease rate is far worse than the OECD average, and our cardiovascular death rate even exceeds that of the US. So people need some certainty. We know that Kiwis are waiting longer to have the surgery that they want, waiting to get on the waiting list, and the extra $24 million for elective surgery that was promised within the budget won't even come close to getting on top of this current problem, which is a shame. And of course, one still isn't going to meet the need, because we've got an increasing population due to immigration, and of course, we've got sharp increases in chronic illnesses. It's simply common sense to carry out operations when they're needed, because then people can get out of hospital quicker and carry on with their life. It's all too common for all of us MPs to receive horrific stories of Kiwis desperate for operations, left in pain and waiting until they really want to give up. Many of these people are in desperate situations. When it comes to aged care, we were quite surprised to see that there was nothing in this budget for aged care. We know that the over 65 age group is set to double to 1.2 million people in 20 years. There was no increase in funding for aged care and dementia services within the DHB allocations. No increase in aged care services directly through the Ministry of Health. When we had a look closer, we actually saw that in this particular area, funding from the Ministry of Health had been discontinued. $700,000 worth of funding had actually gone, which is a shame because it is sorely needed. So, Mr Speaker, we were sorry to see that despite the increase, the need is still greater than what is there. Thank you.
Well said.